Everyone, Jared here, and this is the Patriot Aero wireless mobile drive. Let's go ahead and check it out. So this is actually the 1 terabyte version, as you can see here. It does actually, in case you guys were wondering, come in a 500 gigabyte version. And in case you were concerned that maybe the 500 gigabyte version doesn't have all the features that the 1 terabyte version does, you're wrong. It comes with everything the 1 terabyte version does, just half the file storage. Now if we flip around to the bottom here, or to the side, sorry, you can see briefly that it says Wi-Fi access point, which obviously makes up for the wireless side of things. We have a lithium ion battery, which actually gives us apparently up to 6 hours of continuous streaming, and of course we do have USB 3.0 connectivity. Moving into the device to show you the contents of it briefly, of course we have front and center our Patriot Aero, which we'll set aside for the moment. We have our quick start guide, our USB 3.0 cable, our charging cable, which by the way, I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't actually micro USB, but it just means that you're gonna have to carry around an extra cable with you. And finally, we have our charging block that actually comes with some adapters, just in case you don't live in North America. So the hard drive itself features matte black plastic on the front and bottom, as well as some glossy plastic on the sides. And as you can see, we do have some ventilation holes to keep things cool for long durations. We also have a battery level checker here, so it's got 4 LED indicators, each light obviously indicating 25% battery charge. On the top of the device, we have our hard drive activity light, our Wi-Fi signal light, and our charging light, which turns red when you're charging it and green when the charge is completed. On the front of the device, and probably most importantly, we have our USB 3.0 connection, our on-off switch, and of course our DC in, which again, I would have preferred it was micro USB. So aside from this being a portable hard drive, as of course because it's Wi-Fi enabled, you can connect up to 8 devices for file transfers, or even 5 devices for streaming HD content in 720p. But in order to do that, you first have to download the Patriot Connect application, which is free from either the Google Play Store or the iOS App Store. So let's go ahead and show you how we do that. So first of all, you're going to want to power the device on so that we can actually get that Wi-Fi signal emitting. Now, once you've downloaded the Patriot Connect application, what we're going to need to do is actually jump into our wireless settings here, or Wi-Fi settings here, and we're going to wait for the device to pop up. Now, a word to the wise, as soon as you turn it on, you are going to have to wait anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds for that wireless signal to actually show up in your Wi-Fi devices list. All right, as you can see, it's showing up in our list, so we're gonna go ahead and click on Connect. Alrighty, now that we're connected, we can go ahead and launch the Patriot Connect application. And as you can see, it's like most file managers out there. However, I'm not really a huge fan of the look of it. It's a little bit clunky and unintuitive, and that makes sense because it hasn't been updated since February of 2013. So we can go ahead and browse everything that we need to locally on my device here. And say, for instance, I wanted to transfer a file from my phone to the Aero here. I'll go ahead and I have to navigate through this menu in order to get to the folder with the items of my choice. And then from that point on, instead of like most modern file browsers where you can just go ahead and long press on an item to select it, and here, once you get to the folder that you want, you have to click on the control button there, which will then present all of these boxes that you can tick and start selecting the items that you want. Once you're ready to upload the selected items, you just simply click on the upload button there. So now let's show you how easy it is to stream content from the Aero drive to your wireless device. So we're gonna go ahead and click on the Wi-Fi drive tab. Now, just so you guys are aware, this particular menu here is gonna look a little bit different than when you get yours. The reason for that is because by default, the drive actually comes formatted with exFAT. I actually ended up changing that to NTFS, mainly because my media player downstairs, the Western Digital Live TV media player, doesn't recognize exFAT file system. So I had to switch it on over to NTFS so that it can accept not only the drive itself, but also I can load files that are above 1 gigabyte in size. Alrighty, so I'm gonna come in here, and for some reason it saves all of the files in SDA2 because I have formatted it to NTFS. And as you can see, I've already loaded up a couple of videos here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just select Family Guy. By the way, I've already turned down the volume so I don't get copyright flag. And as you can see, instantly start streaming that. So now let's take a look at how quickly we can start buffering through it, or start scrubbing through it, I should say, and how quickly it buffers it. Whoops, if I could just grab it, there we go. We'll go to about, whatever, 10 minutes or so. And we'll wait for it and see how quickly, and it looks like it's already ready to go. There we go, and nice and quick. One thing that you do have to keep in mind though is that if you do have a video file that is in 1080p, this wirelessly only streams in 720p, but hey, 720p is still adequate enough. So if we get back into the application here and we click on settings, you can see that we've got all kinds of different settings that we can play around with here. You can select around with the Wi-Fi networks here. You can check the status. You can check the, change various different things around with the system, such as the host name and the work group if you wanted to. You can, in settings, there's your SSID, so you can change it from Patriot to whatever you want, as well as your Samba account that you can change around as well. Security, of course, is where you're going to be setting the Wi-Fi password, so you can change between WPA, PSK, and others, as well as set up your own Wi-Fi password and so on. So far, I've been actually really impressed with this thing. It connects really quickly, up to 5 devices, 720p. You can scrub those videos to any point in the video that you want, and it usually ends up connecting to that particular point in the video almost instantaneously. My only issues with this is, one, the application seems a little bit outdated and a little bit cumbersome, a little bit unintuitive. I'm not a huge fan of the DC in, because now I do have to carry around another cable instead of just using the micro USB cable that if I'm traveling, I might already have on me. As well as a fact, and this was a big one for me, you can't actually have the wireless function working as well as having it plugged in to, say, for instance, your computer or anything via USB. As soon as you plug in via the USB to any device, the wireless functionality turns off. Patriot claims that's because they want to prevent it from either overheating and creating a malfunction in the device. Either way, it would have been really nice if I was able to use Wi-Fi and have USB plugged in at the same time. But so far, the battery life has been great. It seems like a really solid device. It's a stable connection. And it was really easy to set up. And even though that application is ugly, it works, and that's the most important part. So this is definitely something I can recommend to you guys. It's from Patriot. If you guys aren't familiar with Patriot, they're a very reputable company that has been around since the beginning of time, basically. I mean, that's an exaggeration. But in the PC world, they're very popular for their RAM and various different memory products that they produce. Great quality product. I'll be posting a link in the description below, like I mentioned before, and I would suggest you pick this one up if you're looking into something like this over the other competitors out there, like, say, for instance, the Corsair Voyager, which is actually several dollars more than this, like 20, 30, 40, up to $50 more than this, and it has the exact same functionality. So you're still getting a quality product, just at a bit of a cheaper price than the other guys. Anyways, hopefully you liked this video, and if you did, click that likes button down below, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more videos in the future. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.